All right. So now it's started.
It's going.
Yeah.
It is
And
going.
it might be better if you just get our faces too. Is that what you have?
I mean, your torsos. Yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's been a great day. I'm here with Damian and Zarat Boyd, and they're pastoring Vertical Church here in inner city Atlanta. And before we talk about what you're doing, talk a little bit about how you got started here. The church is what, only a little over a year old, a year and a half. So tell us a little bit about the genesis of Vertical Church.
I've had a heart for this community for a while. I was a college pastor, and I've shepherded students on this campus. We left. I was a college student here. My wife went to Spelman College. I went to Clark Atlanta, which is actually where we are.
Yeah.
And I've had a heart for this community for a while. I come from an urban context, and I've been loving and written a book for college students. So it's an opportunity now to sow back into the same kind of community I came from, and to sow back into the campuses which help produce us.
Yeah. So outside of Atlanta, they may not be familiar with where you are, but
Okay.
there are a number of schools that come together. Zarat, can you tell us about all the schools that are located right
So
here?
there's 6 historically black colleges and universities right here in this community. There's Clark Atlanta University, which has both undergrad and graduate programs. You have Spelman College, which is one of the few only black women's colleges. You have Morehouse College, which has the only black male college in the United States. You also have a seminary, ITC, and then Morehouse School of Medicine, which serves and builds up medical leaders.
And then Morris Brown, who's
And Morris
struggling.
Brown.
Pray for Morris Brown.
Yeah.
And altogether, how many students at all those schools?
About 10,000.
And they're all right here. We had a chance to tour this morning around several of the campuses. It's beautiful, by the way. And what's interesting about that is the dichotomy from what you experience here on the campuses and then the communities that you're trying to impact that are just across the street. So talk a little bit about the communities, Dan.
The campuses are right in the middle of the West End and Vine City communities. They're 2 different communities, but from the West End all the way up through Vine City is the most underserved community in the city of Atlanta. Many of the houses are burned down, boarded up. There's a lot of homelessness, a lot of drugs, a lot of crime, sex trafficking. If there's any bad societal ill, it's in these communities. And it's a very neglected part of the city of Atlanta. And in the midst of that, you have these college campuses. So there's a unique opportunity to mobilize these students that are being educated to impact the community. And that's part of our heart.
Yeah. So give us a story about, in this 18 months, what you've seen begin to happen here through the church.
Oh, it's been phenomenal. One thing we measure very highly is impact. How much impact we have in the community. In over a year and a half, we've given close to 3,000 books to a needy school in the community. We were able to provide over 2,000 meals to people. We were able to provide over 2,000 community service hours in the community. So we've really been able to make a difference. We've had community leaders say to us directly, "We can't believe you've only been here a year because you're so vital and so important to what's happening in the community. We need you." So we've seen us go from pretty much obscurity to becoming necessary to the community.
Well, these two are good people, and it's very evident because of their passion and just the way God's uniquely gifted them that God has great things planned for them. And as a result of that, I know there are ways that other churches can partner with you all. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I love that. I mean, we need churches to join the work that we're doing. We love being kind of a missional outpost of other churches. As part of our hearts, we can help churches that may not get into the city or maybe in another state impact the city of Atlanta. The first way they can help is by praying for us, praying for our family, praying for our church, praying for these students, praying for the surrounding community. You can join our prayer team. We have an external prayer team that lifts up both our needs, our concerns. We have guided prayers, and we'll send out a regular update to say, "Hey, pray for us in these areas as we're trying to push forward." We need prayer. We literally put our necks on the line as we go out into the community and serve. It's not a safe place, but we believe God is going before us, so we need people to cover us in prayer.
Right.
And then serving?
Serving. So there's a variety of ways that you can serve with us. You can serve on a Sunday. We meet second and fourth Sundays at 4 p.m. intentionally because that's when students are actually alive at 4 p.m. But we have an opportunity where we feed community members, we feed people that are homeless, we feed students literally right here in the community. And so we ask companies churches, groups to just join alongside with us, either sponsor a meal or actually be here to help serve. That's one way you can serve.
Or you can serve with us in the community. The cool thing is we're a community service agency for the campuses, so we take students in the community to serve, and we serve alongside organizations that are already doing good work in the community. So you can serve with us at one of our strategic opportunities, as far as we do a thing called Burgers and Backpacks, where we do an engagement piece in the community to help families. We also have an opportunity during that week to do a week of service, and you can come. We'll be feeding the homeless. We'll be helping people. We're trying to work on some building some homes for people whose homes are dilapidated. So we need people to serve alongside of us to help this community.
And I also know, because of the unique ministry that you're doing in this community, it takes financial resources to do that too. So talk a little bit about that.
Well, to plant a church in the midst of college students in the urban poor is dumb, unless God is with you.
Yes.
But we realize that, we do need financial gifts. We have churches that were always asking, look, support this. I've had some of the best in the church planting realm tell us we're in a 7 to 10 year fundraising mode because we're reaching the poorest of the poor. But that's what matters. We're shining light in the darkness. So it's other churches that may have some extra resources go, you know what? We have an extra bit of resources you can help. And some of those resources are financial, and we need those. We need those to be able to do the mission. We can act as if ministry doesn't cost, but we all know it does. So we need people to do that, but also in-kind donations. Something as simple as a mixer, speakers, all that matters to what we're doing.
But then also resources, because we do a lot of work in the community, we need resources like books, backpacks. This year we're hoping to give over 400 backpacks to K through 12 students. And so you may be able to help sponsor 5 backpacks. That's beautiful. Or maybe school supplies, or maybe food resources, clothing, toys. There's a number of different things that we want to do to make a difference in the community.
Well, these two, Damian and Zarat, they're quality people, and they're doing a great work here. And so if people want to connect with you, your website, I'm assuming, is the best way to do that?
www.verticalatl.com. www.verticalatl.com.
All right. I love you guys, and I love what God's doing through your ministry.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Tony.